Welcome to my office. I see that you're here because of a recent diagnosis of IBS and you're looking for some diet help.
Yeah, I've always had stomach pains and diarrhea. I think I eat pretty well, but it feels like everything I eat now bothers me. I just want to be able to feel good after eating and not experience diarrhea, cramping, and bloating every day. I just really don't want to feel this gassy and uncomfortable in front of my clients.
It sounds like your symptoms are causing you a lot of discomfort in your body and in your life. I see from your intake form that you're studying social work. How do your symptoms affect your studies and how does that make you feel?
Well, the coursework is already really stressful and time consuming, and now I'm starting to interact with my clients more. I'm scared to eat anything before client interactions because I don't want to have to run out of the room if my bowels act up or I'm feeling gassy.
That must be a really challenging and stressful situation for you, managing school and your symptoms. Please know that I'm here to help you find ways to feel better. Are there any specific foods that you're aware of that bother you?
I try to avoid spicy foods, and within the past few months, I've noticed that beans have really started giving me bad gas. I try to eat really healthy, but at this point, it just seems like everything I eat is starting to bother me.
It sounds to me like you're very conscious of your diet, but the healthy foods that you're eating may be upsetting your stomach. Many people with IBS actually experience stomach pain and discomfort when they eat foods that are healthy, like certain fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Could you tell me more about your dietary patterns? What do you eat on a day-to-day basis, or what are your favorite foods?
Well, in the morning, I usually start the day with a big cup of coffee and a splash of creamer. My normal breakfast is usually a bowl of oatmeal with some chopped apple, and usually I throw a little honey on for sweetness. Lunches, usually I have a salad or a sandwich from a nearby food cart, or my favorite, avocado toast. I try to eat an avocado a day, to be honest. Between classes, I munch on cheese and crackers, maybe trail mix, or some cottage cheese. Dinner, maybe spaghetti and meatballs, a steak burrito from Chipotle, another one of my favorites, or a rice bowl from Cafe Yum. Sometimes I enjoy a glass of red wine and a little bit of ice cream as my late night treat.
Well, it sounds like you eat a pretty balanced diet. However, I noticed that many of the foods that you like to eat can cause gastrointestinal upset in people with IBS. Would you like to know more about common food triggers and possible ways to modify your diet?
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. From your diet recall, it looks like you eat many foods that contain both dairy and gluten on a regular basis. Dairy and gluten are very common foods that trigger IBS symptoms. Can you describe a period where you've not eaten these foods for any amount of time and had a change in symptoms?
To be honest, no. I eat bread with almost every meal and love ice cream as my treat after a long day. I also don't know what I would eat if I didn't eat dairy or gluten since most of my go to meals have one or the other.
I hear you. So it sounds like you really enjoy eating gluten and dairy foods, and since many of your meals on a daily basis include both, it would be difficult to plan meals if you remove dairy and gluten from your diet. Does that sound right?
Yeah, so what will I be able to eat? How can I eliminate these foods from my diet? I mean, my favorite lunch is avocado toast.
I totally understand your concern. It can be difficult to drastically change your diet. The good news is that there are still many foods that you can eat that will help to reduce your symptoms. And I'm here to help you figure them out. Have you heard of the low FODMAP diet?
I've done some research since my doctor diagnosed me with IBS, and the low FODMAP diet came up a bunch. There has been a lot of conflicting and kind of complicated guidelines, though, so I could use your help for clarification.
Definitely. It seems to me like you've already taken the first steps towards changing your diet to help alleviate your symptoms. And FODMAPs are short chain carbohydrates found in many fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains that can cause digestive upset in many people, especially those with IBS. The low FODMAP diet has shown to be effective in reducing IBS symptoms and improving digestion. And I actually have a handout for you on more information about the low FODMAP diet and a list of foods that are low in FODMAPs and are usually well tolerated by people with IBS. Here is the handout.
Oh, wow.
It's got a lot of information on it. How do you feel about all of this information?
Well, I'll have to read it over in a little bit, but honestly, I feel a little bit overwhelmed. But if this will make my symptoms go away, I'm willing to give it a try.
That's awesome. It sounds like you have many questions, but you're also ready to change your diet in order to lessen your symptoms and take back your health. On a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the most ready to change, how would you rate yourself?
I would probably give myself an 8. This all feels very new to me, but I think I can make the necessary changes.
Okay, what is one change to your diet that you think you could make right now?
I could probably start off by getting rid of anything gluten or dairy in my home so I don't feel tempted or slip up by mistake. I would love if you could help me out and give me some recipes, suggestions to make this switch a little bit more manageable.
That sounds like a great place to start. I actually have a meal plan for you that we can go over in a minute. It includes recipes that are low FODMAP and meal suggestions for the week to help you get started with this process. Here's some meal plans.
Oh, wow.
And I know that changing your diet can be overwhelming. What would be some of the positive things that would happen if you made these changes?
Well, I feel like this change would help me be able to have more energy to get through the day, and I'll be able to give more attention to my program and, more importantly, my clients.
Yeah, it sounds like you've identified many benefits of changing your eating habits. So, how important would you say it is that you make this change now?
Well, as I move closer to graduation and into my career, I need to be present in my client meetings in order to best help them, and I'm not able to with my symptoms at this time. I need to get this under control before I graduate.
Yeah, it sounds to me like you're motivated to change your eating habits in order to feel better after meals and to be able to excel in your future career. On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident do you feel now about making the changes we've discussed today?
I think I'm a 10 right now. This might change tomorrow when I actually try to implement it, but I've got your recipes and handouts to lean back on. I'm 100% committed to feeling better and being my best self.
That's wonderful. I'm so proud of you, and we can definitely do this together. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.